Alright, what's up, guys? Just wanted to kind of give people like a look at Star Citizen and kind of where it's at right now with patch 3.9 and kind of some of the things you can do in game right now. It's kind of limited. Of course, it's an alpha. It's in alpha 3.9, but compared to a lot of other games, like the amount of detail that's here and even the things that you can do, there's still a lot that you can do in this game. So today I just wanted to show off a little bit of that. So first off, I'd like to grab a mission real quick. Just a simple box mission. Let's see. Something not too bad. There we go. 8,000 UEC. That's actually pretty good. Pick it up from Cellin, and that's in the Crusader system, which is where we are. We're at Port Olisar right now, and we'll take it to New Babbage. So I'm gonna go ahead and accept that, and it's tracking. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my ship.
A reminder that vehicles left unattended on
Prefer
northern
to
platforms
fly
will be
the
returned to storage.
300i for these missions. And I know there's a lot of people that look at this game but aren't sure, do I want to get into it? Should I just wait? That's one of the reasons I'm kind of putting this video out there, is to help show people, kind of like making your own decisions, because I'm gonna be completely honest, there are bugs, there are crashes, it's not always 100% consistent, there are lag spikes, but a lot of people just want to focus on the negative. There's a lot of positive with this game as well, and today I'm going to show off some of that for you. And like I said earlier, the level of detail in this game is just amazing. Like, everything, down to the smallest things you wouldn't think. Like, let's say back off in this office. Nobody's really going to come off in here. Like this stuff back here. All this detail. The little micro scratches in the metal desk. Like, that looks like I could touch that and I would know what that would feel like. Sticky notes. Like, they spend so much time on detail. Some would say maybe a little bit too much time because they don't spend too much time, implementing fixes for a lot of the stuff. But it is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our ship here. Bravo 7. Alright, so it's gonna be out this way. And yeah, I still get lost. See, like that, I just run around in a circle. Easy to get lost in this game, real easy, especially in the bigger places. For those of you that don't know a lot about this game or haven't done too much with the game, if you are a player, there's a lot of different places you can go, and they're aesthetically different from one another. They just added a brand new city, beautiful planets. As of right now, it's my favorite planet, actually. It's the Microtech planet with the city of New Babbage. It looks amazing. And that's where we're going to end up going today. So I'll kind of fly around, might land, show you. Maybe we'll get lucky, get a snowstorm. Kind of show that to you guys. This is one of my favorite ships. This is the Origin Jumpworks 300i. This is the base model. They have other models for combat, and I believe the other is a racer. I like this model though. Feels nice and cozy, space cozy. So we're just gonna start it up.
Origin Jumpworks,
Already full on fuel,
operational.
and we're gonna take off. And there's so much. This game kind of, I wouldn't say it has a steep learning curve, but there are several systems in play that when you're new can be kind of confusing or kind of difficult to pick up. But one of the amazing things about this game, in my opinion, is the community. The community is by far one of the better aspects of Star Citizen. What I mean by that is, say a new person joins the game and they don't know really how to do anything. They haven't looked at any tutorials, haven't read anything. Typically, you can just ask in chat how to do something, and like 95% of the time, somebody's gonna help you out. Somebody's gonna tell you whatever it is that you want to know.
Quantum drive
They're gonna
deactivated.
give you some advice, tell you what to look out for, tell you what you're doing wrong. It's an amazing community. I learned most of what I know about this game probably from people in the chat. And of course, there's online tutorials. Just about everything in this game. Still kind of a small community, still growing. There's not too much content out there, but there's a fair bit. Definitely. But also stuff is always changing. They're always adding to the game, so stuff like that can kind of become out of date really quick. So like even right now,
Quantum
if you go
drive.
look up guides for something and it was relevant in 3.5, 3.6, even 3.8, which was the last patch, 3.8.2, things have changed. Things have definitely changed. So it's ever evolving, and so the best place usually to get your information is from chat, or if you join an organization. I'm gonna overshoot this place. Yeah, like usually chat can give you the more up-to-date
Landing
information.
gear deployed.
People are constantly testing things, seeing what's new, what's working, what's broken. So pretty helpful, I would say. And then sometimes you get the hang of it,
Collision
and
nadir. Warning.
I don't really
Collision
play with
port.
chat on too much.
Landing
Sometimes
complete.
if I do, I'm in chat to like help those other guys. Kind of like pass it on. If I see someone that needs help with something, I'll try to explain it if I know. If I don't know, I'm not just gonna, bull crap anyone. But I try to give a helping hand, help people out, and just be a part of the community. And there's some really great organizations out there, where you can find a lot of good insider information. People hold events. A lot of the bigger YouTubers have organizations. I actually have an organization that I'm trying to start up. And orgs are really good because it gives you a bunch of regular people to play with if you're looking to play the multiplayer aspect of this game. Because if you're not playing multiplayer, if you're playing solo, which is completely viable, you can absolutely play solo and not really run into people too often or be harassed by pirates. I've been playing for about 2 months now, and I've yet to be attacked by pirate, other than NPC pirates. But as far as like players, it's been relatively easy for me. It's been, it hasn't been bad. But as far as like the multiplayer aspect goes, there's some of the bigger ships that have multiple spots for crew, more rooms. Say for instance, there's this ship called the Argo Mole. It's a mining ship. And it's got 3 mining turrets on it that all have to be manned by players. So there are, player orgs out there that are either dedicated to mining, or even just a group of friends get together that just happen to have that ship. Then you got like 4 guys, or 2-3 guys out there mining, just having fun. And most of the most fun I've had in this game has been multiplayer. I usually play with other people. Um, it's amazing the different things you can do, even with the bugs and with the crashes. You know,
Launch
you get
complete.
over it, you get around it. You know, shit happens. I feel like a lot of people don't really know too much about this game, like, or even the fact that it exists. It's still, I'd say, kind of like an obscure game. Community's definitely growing. Every year it gets bigger. I backed the game in 2014, but only recently started playing. And now, I, if I had to recommend, I would recommend jumping in now to at least learn and like get a handle on how to do different things. Because they just added persistence. I would say semi-persistence because it kind of works. It kind of does. It works for the most part, which means that like the way the system used to work is every time there would be a new patch, everybody's information would get wiped. So that's any credits you made in game, any ships you bought in game, armor, you know, anything like that would get wiped. But with 3.9, they set out to change that.
Quantum drive.
It's kind of rocky. Some people lost stuff. I lost 150,000 credits, which really isn't a big deal. That's only like a few days' work. But some people lost millions. Some people didn't lose anything. Some people lost armor. Some people lost ships, ship components. So, I mean, it just kind of varies. But it was the first iteration of them trying to bring that kind of persistence to the game. So, hopefully, when 3.10 or 3.9.2 or whatever they decide to call it, whenever that comes out, hopefully it should be even better and less people should be affected by it. But that's what, that's what comes with alpha. And with this game, you really have to understand that it is in early alpha stage. You don't let the pretty polish fool you. It can crash at any moment, but I don't know, there's just something so addicting about this game. I picked it up and I haven't been able to put it down. I like playing solo, I like playing with friends, I like doing everything from mining to going and doing missions where you clear out these little space stations. There's a first-person shooter aspect to this game, and it's actually really good. Sometimes the NPCs are a little bit wonky or overpowered or just downright stupid, but when it works, it's beautiful. The ship combat, I love ship combat. I love dogfighting. I get my ass kicked a fair bit, but it is what it is. Get good, right? So, but I definitely enjoy this game. See, and even simple stuff like this, like I can get up and just explore my ship. Just explore, like the level of detail it just blows me away. I constantly find myself in awe at the littlest things, like the littlest things that they have to add, especially on some of the bigger ships. Just the level of detail everywhere. It looks so nice. Like, I can look at that and tell that that's soft carpet, and I would know what that would feel like. Are these, probably pleather seats? Like, I would know what that feels like. I love it. I love this game.
Flare countermeasure active.
If you're looking for a game that's 100% stable, that you'll get in and, definitely have all your stuff and be able to build and it run perfectly all the time, then this isn't the game for you. If you're looking to get into, I would say, a one-of-a-kind experience, There's no other game out there like this. A lot of people try to compare this game to Elite Dangerous. In my opinion, this game is nothing like Elite Dangerous. It has some similar aspects, some similar things you can do, but on two completely different scales. In Elite Dangerous, you can't get out and walk around your ship. You can't, you know, exit the rear hatch and EVA out to grab something or float out to a station and then engage in first-person combat. There's racing in this game. There's racing ships, racing vehicles, like ground vehicles. It's one of a kind, and there's no other game like it. So trying to compare it, especially this is alpha, right? So trying to compare it to any other game that's already done, I think is also kind of like, it's kind of unfair to Star Citizen. It'd be like if Elite Dangerous was still in pre-alpha and you were trying to compare it to all these other full games, games that are completely done. I can kind of get the essence of comparing some aspects, but the game as a whole, some people think this game will never come out. I tend to disagree. I think it will. They had a rocky start. They've had a somewhat questionable past, but it seems that for the most part they're over that, and they've been making decent progress, at least consistent. Every few months, every week, they're talking about what they're working on. They're very transparent. They listen to the community. They fix what the community, asks for them to fix. There's like a hierarchical forum of bugs, like what people want to see fixed first. So they're constantly fixing stuff as they're implementing and adding new content, new features. Like recently, we just got the ability to go to prison. Prison sucks. I've done quite a bit of time in prison. It's just really cool, and they're constantly adding things. It's really neat, and they have some of the best game designers, at least like visual designers, I think, out there. Like this crowd-funded game with no publisher, no budget set. I think they're doing a really good job. Of course, anyone could say they could be doing a better job. Also, you don't know what's going on there, what they're doing. You haven't been in their shoes, so it's kind of hard to say what they should or shouldn't be doing. At the end of the day, it is the backers' money that is funding the project, so as a community, we should have more of a say. But I feel like we have a pretty good say as to what we want to see. And sometimes they listen, sometimes they do their own thing. Usually for the better. Every patch usually brings nice new features, along with bugs. They spend a couple months fixing up the game, fixing bugs, just to re-break it. And that's kind of a vicious cycle. But the community adapts. We get past the bugs. You learn, you adapt, you keep going. And I would never do this for any other game. The amount of times that I've crashed, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I crash at least once a day when I play this game. On some of the bad days, it's multiple times, maybe up to 5, 6, 7 times, depending on how long I play. Sometimes it's just once. So it's always just kind of meh. If it happens, it happens. You just have to constantly remind yourself, okay, it's an alpha. It's an alpha. This is not a finished game. So yeah, Microtech is really far out here. It's on the farthest ring, the farthest gravity ring from Stanton, which is the sun. It takes a minute to get out here. So Such a beautiful planet, though. I believe CIG is going to be having a free fly week coming up here soon, so if you've been kind of watching the game, if you kind of think you would be interested in it, by all means, I would definitely recommend doing the free fly. They give you a few ships, you can fly around, do missions, and have access to the full game for a whole week at no expense to you. It is true you kind of have to have semi-beefy computer to run this game, and I recommend at least 12 to 16 gigabytes of RAM, preferably DDR4, but you know, you can run it with a little bit less, but your experience will differ. It's definitely an intensive game.
Quantum drive activated.
And as you can see, there's no load screens. It's seamless. You just, the only load screen is when you load into the main menu and you go into a screen. Then after that, there are no load screens. It's amazing. Everything is rendered real time as you get closer.
Quantum drive
They've
deactivated.
worked on a lot of their own technologies for this. It's amazing. I'd say they did a pretty good job. I think they've got their Planet Tech 4 right now, so they can build moons and planets fairly quickly now. I believe they're working on the next system, which right now we've been limited to the Stanton system, which is this one-star system. But they're working on jump points, which I guess is kind of similar to like a wormhole or, you know, something of that nature. And working on the Pyro system, which is said to be the next system we'll be able to jump to, which would be if you like the pirate kind of gameplay style, or if you think you'd be interested in the pirate gameplay style. That whole system is supposed to be kind of like a rogue, you know, every man for himself kind of system. I think it'd be really interesting. Definitely look forward to checking that out. Also, guys, if you would like to see any other kind of content, say ship reviews, mission reviews, whatever you guys want to see, I just try to show off this game honestly and truly. I'm completely transparent about the state of this game. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and make it look nice.
Collision later.
If you would like
Landing
to,
complete.
like I said, see something very specific, just let me know down in the comments. I started this channel for this game to be able to show people whatever it is you want to see, whether it's ship reviews, if you want me to go check out certain planets, if you want me to show you the multiplayer aspect. So beautiful. So just take the time to go over here. Everything you see, you can go to. Everywhere you see, you can get there. Really amazing. This is, in essence, a fetch quest, but I don't mind it because you're always going somewhere different, like Space FedEx. You're always going somewhere different, somewhere new. Some of the outposts on moons look really cool, and it just has a different aesthetic. I don't know. I love it. I love all the different the different places you can go. There's so many different ships. So many different ships. If you are looking, if you've made the decision to get into this game, the cheapest way to get in, I think the starter pack is $45 for either the Mustang Alpha or the Aurora. I'm not sure which version of the Aurora, but one of them. I would recommend going a little bit above that. If you're dead set on getting into this game and think you'll play it for a while, spend the extra $20 for the $65 Avenger package. It gives you a little bit more combat capability, more storage. You can actually run a little bit of cargo, a little bit, and most players still have access to a free Freelancer, which is like a medium-sized cargo ship that you can actually trade in, you know. So once you get up to some money, you can try trading. If you guys wanted to see a video on that, just like I said, type in the comments and I can show you trading. I can show you mining. Really, whatever you guys want to see. I'm just here for you guys. If you have any critiques for the video or there was something you didn't like, I'm open to criticism. Let me know how to improve it, how to make your experience better. I will definitely do my best to accommodate the viewers. You can kind of see here why this is my favorite planet. There are other planets where you can get into sandstorms or just ashy rocks, but I love the winter. I love the wintry feeling. When this patch first dropped, I came to visit this planet because I wanted to check it out, and I went to the spaceport, went down to the vehicle garage, and pulled out a rover and tried to drive to the city, not really realizing how far away the city is from the spaceport.
Landing complete.
I wound up getting kind of lost on the way because it was nighttime, and I ended up flipping my rover in a snowstorm in the middle of the night. So I thought I was pretty close to the building. I got out on foot to try and find the building, and then I was starting to freeze to death. You see, it tells you your survival estimate down here. This is depends on like what kind of climate you're in, what clothes you have. Like if I took off all my armor, I'd probably go down to like 2 or 3 minutes probably. And it can get worse than that. It would be shorter if it was nighttime right now. And it's just a random spot on the planet, and it looks handcrafted. And this is their technology to generate planets. This is what they're using. There's real weather. The weather is dynamic. It moves around. It's volumetric. And you'll see here, the longer I'm out here, it'll start to accrue on my armor. You see it starting to get kind of frosty. The sounds. It's... I love it. When it's nighttime and you're a snowstorm, you can't see anything. You try to use your little headlamp, but it doesn't really work. To finish that story, so I flipped my rover. I asked in chat if anyone could come pick me up. One guy obliged. He came, found me, picked me up. My guy was shivering, close to death. I got in the back of his ship, and he took me back to the spaceport. And then we got in his exploration ship. He had a Carrack, and then we went and just explored like the other moons. And you know, it's not scripted at all. Some of the best moments that I've had in this game have been completely random. Like another time, there was a guy in the server who had one of the biggest ships in the game. It's called the 890 Jump. There's even a mission attached with attacking people who board one. But anyway, this guy let a random in the lobby have it because he was logging off. And then he came and picked me up, and we decided, well, what are we going to do with this big ship? What could we do with this huge ship and just the two of us? And we decided to have a server-wide yacht party, space yacht party. And we went around the server, picking up any and all players who wanted to hop on. And it was just a great time. Everybody was cool, chill. We were exploring different planets, and it was completely non-scripted. Like it just happened. Stories like that, I've never gotten experiences like that in any other game. And then, along with that, just how beautiful this game is. Just completely being awestruck all the time. Like this level of detail, like my helmet. I just got in here. It's not gonna immediately go away. This is gonna melt all over my nice fancy fabric. It's gonna be soggy and probably smell like mildew. And my pillow's right there, so I'm probably gonna have to smell that. Probably just sleep with the helmet on. But yeah, it slowly goes away. Kept the ship running, of course, so. And that's during the day. It gets a lot worse. So that was a little bit I just wanted to talk about this game. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe if you want. If not, it's cool. If you want to see very specific content, just let me know and I'll make it. If it's a certain ship, if I have it, I'll review it. If I don't, I'll try to see if I can find someone who does have it so I can review it. Really anything you want to see concerning this game. Any of the missions, or if you want a tutorial, like a new player start guide for the new patch, how to do certain things, or if you want me to just kind of keep you up to date on some of the new features. A lot of other channels do it as well. Everyone kind of has their own take on everything. Just let me know. So, it's been nice chatting with you guys. It's been nice flying. And I'll see all you guys later. This has been Red Dog 7. Y'all take it easy.